Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to discuss about a very good strength of material problem that was asked in GATE 2022. As you guys can see on your screen that we are given a strength of material problem, and in this problem you can see a problem figure. If you look at the figure, you can see that we have been provided by a rigid rod. The rod is hinged at point A. The rod is connected to strings at point B, C and D. A force of 9 kN magnitude is acting on the rod at point C. What we have been asked to calculate in the question is, we are asked about the tension in the string at point C. Some information is also provided in the question regarding the nature of pulleys. The pulleys are mentioned to be of negligible radius and very importantly to be frictionless. So before jumping on to the solution part, I would request you guys to try the problem by yourself. Pause the video, try the problem by yourself. Let us now start solving the problem. And firstly, let us mark the tensions in the strings at various points. So at point D, let me call this string as string number 1, and let us say that the tension induced in string number 1 is T1, right? So let us call tension in string number 1 as T1. Now we have to be very careful while marking tensions in a string that is passing from B to C. The first thing and the first mistake that a lot of students did in this question is they marked tensions like this: T1, T1, T2, T2, T3 and T3. Okay. So the students who marked tensions in this string as T1, T2, T3 have done it incorrectly. Why I am saying that? Because in the question it has been mentioned that the pulleys are massless and frictionless. So by this statement what we can say is that the tension in the string passing from B to C, the tension in this string is going to be constant throughout the string. Means the tension in this whole string will be same and it won't change. So let us correct our mistake and let us call that the tension in the string is T2, right? So let us call the tension induced in string number 2 as T2, right? So let us call this tension as T2. Okay. So this was the first mistakes that a lot of students committed who didn't read the question carefully. Now if we look at this figure, we can see that the rod has been hinged about point A, and we know that if there is a hinge support, then it cannot offer any resistive torque. So if this rod has to be in equilibrium, so what we can say is that the torque about point A, hinge point is going to be 0. So the net torque acting on the rod about point A due to these tensions and the force capital F is going to be 0. So let us apply this thing. So what I am going to do is I am going to balance torque about point A. So I am writing summation of all the torques about what point? Point A is 0, right? Now if I look at the torque acting on the rod, I can see is that what I can see is T2 and T1 are applying a counterclockwise torque on this rod about point A. Both the tensions T2 and this tension T1 is applying a counterclockwise torque, right? And about force F, what I can see is that this force F is applying a clockwise torque. So let us write this. So now I am writing the torque about point A. So T2 into A, this torque T2 into A, plus for this T2 into 2A since the distance is double, plus Same for T1. T1 into the distance will be 3 times of A, right? So this is the counterclockwise torque, and this torque will be balanced by what? F into 2A, right? This is clockwise and this is counterclockwise. Either you can write this way or you can simply write minus F into 2A equals to 0. Depends on you what you write, right? So let us solve this. What we'll get is 3 times of T1 plus T2 equals to 2F. Let us call this as equation number 1. Now on the board we can see is capital F force is acting at point C. So when this force will act at point C, what will happen to the rod? The rod will get deflected by a small angle theta. The rod will get deflected. So I have made the same scenario on the board. What we can see here is the point B, C and D. The positions of point B, C and D will change due to small deflection of the rod, right? Point A is going to be the same and it will be there only. Why? Because point A is the point of hinge. Now due to the small displacement of the rod by angle theta, what will happen? B will become B dash, C will become C dash and D will become D dash. So if I talk about string number 1 and if I talk about elongation, the net elongation in string number 1, what will that be? That will simply be D D dash. Now a lot of you guys would be wondering how I wrote B B dash, C C dash and D D dash as A theta, 2A theta and 3 theta. So what I did is I simply used a property of circle that length of the arc is R into theta. Means if I consider B B dash as an arc, if I consider B B dash as an arc and A as the center of the circle and B B dash is making an angle theta, right? And from A to B, what is the distance or what is the radius A? So what I can write here is B B dash equals to A into theta. So this is a simple property of circle. Similarly for C C dash, what will just change? The only change is going to be the distance. What will be the distance? The distance will be simply 2 times of A, and for D the distance will be 3 times of A. So that is how I wrote B B dash as A theta, C C dash as 2A theta and D D dash as 3A theta. Now let us try to calculate the elongation in string number 1. So elongation in string number 1 can be simply written as D D dash equals to PL upon AE. Simple formula of strength of material, elongation can be written as PL upon AE, where P is the force, L is the length of the string, A is the area and E is the Young modulus. So what is the force in string number 1? That is simply tension. What is the length of the string? Length of the string is small a, area of the string is A and Young modulus is small e, right? So the deflection from here, what I can write? 3A theta. So let us call this as equation number 1. Now the most important part of the question, that is deflection in string number 2. So if I look at string number 2, what I see is the total length of the string number 2. What is that? That is A plus A plus A. So the total length of string number 2 is 3 times of A, right? Now what is going to be the deflection in string number 2? Let us try to calculate that. So the string number 2 can get stretched in 2 ways. First, due to the deflection at point B, and the second due to deflection at point C. When B moves from B to B dash, the string gets stretched by A theta. When C moves to C dash, the string gets stretched by 2A theta. So when B moves to B dash and C moves to C dash, what is going to be the net stretch in the string number 2? The total stretch in string number 2 or the total elongation in string number 2, what will that be? let us call that delta 2, and that will be a theta plus 2a theta. A theta how? Due to the movement of point B, and 2a theta due to movement of point C. So this was the most important part of the question, to identify the total or net elongation in string number 2. So the total elongation in string number 2, what will be? 3a theta, and it can be written as simply PL upon AE. Okay. Now be very careful while writing the length, and be very careful while writing the length of the string number 2. So what is the force in string number 2? That is simply tension T2. Length, be very careful. What is the length? The total length is 3a. A is the area and A is Young modulus. So on solving this, let us call this equation number 2. On solving equation number 1 and equation number 2, what we get? We simply get T1 equals to 3T2. From torque balance, we earlier got one equation. What was that? 3 times of T1 plus T2 equals to F into 2. From torque balance, we earlier got this equation. 3T1 plus 3T2 equals to 2 times of F, right? Now let us use this equation. T1 is 3 times of T2. What we are asked to calculate? We are asked to calculate tension in the string at point C. Means we are asked the value of T2. So let us substitute T1 in form of T2. So let us write T1 as 3T2. So 9T2 plus 3T2 equals to 2F, right? I have substituted the value of T1 here. So 12T2 equals to 2F. So what I'll simply get T2 equals to F by 6, that is 9 by 6 equals to 1.5 kilonewton. So the value of tension at point C means the value of tension in string number 2. What will that be? That will simply be 1.5 kilonewton. Now if you look at the board, what you can say is I have modified the previous question. What I have done here is I have just changed the arrangement of the strings. So the value of capital F force and the value of length of the strings are same. So in this scenario, means in this modified scenario, you are asked to calculate the same thing, that is tension in the string at point C. So this is the modified question. So if you understood the last problem and if you understood how to solve such kind of problems, so please try to solve this question so that you become absolutely clear regarding such type of questions. So whoever is trying this problem on their own, so they are supposed to comment their answers in the comment section. Please let me know what is your answer. So if you guys liked today's video, you can like the video and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss videos like this and you don't miss the problems which I am going to discuss in the coming future. So that's it regarding today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So till then, keep grinding.